You see here? Hi, guys and gals. Well, it is Wednesday, and I hope you're well. Weather-wise, it's cooler. If you've noticed, I'm actually wearing my jacket, although I could actually take it off, but it's just about 19 degrees Celsius. So anyway, I won't. Oh, why not? What is 19 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? It's not answering me. Oh well, so much for that. Anyway, it is, let me see now, 19 times, well, it'll be 9/5 plus 32, but let's say 2. That'd be 38 plus 32. You got it? 70, yeah, around that. 68, 70, something like that. So yeah, it's not cold. It's really not cold. It's even a nice day. We're in between like two storms. We've got storms all week. We had really a lot of hail. We didn't actually at our place, but in the country, Loggers Itch, and the insurance companies were talking about like over 100 million francs of damage being going from cars, windows, what is it, vineyards and stuff like that. Yeah, so a lot. 100 million is a lot of money. Yeah, but right now, yeah, I'm just enjoying lunch. Was it last week I talked about the commuting time and winding down and stuff like that. But I think you need that over lunch as well. Over there's a group of 5 people. I think they come from one of the other plants or whatever, because I don't actually recognize them, but yeah. They're over in the sun, and I come over here and sit in the shade. Yeah, I was watching a little video. Well, that wasn't a video actually. It was some of the Simpsons season. Was it 31 or something like that? So, and it's more modern now. Actually, I like the older ones better. Some people don't like Simpsons. I think I've talked about that once. It seems like guys watch Simpsons more than girls. But anyway. But they went into a place for screen rehab, and I was thinking like how many of us over time would probably need screen rehab. I mean, every now and then you see people say they're taking a break from Facebook, but usually it's a break because not because they rehab like break, but they're getting away from the hate and so on. But I was thinking at times, like you have the screen times that come on, at least in the Mac and the Apple system. You get a little notice like how much screen time you've had last week and how much, and you can like look it down and what they call productivity and so on. But and some weeks it's up, some weeks it's down. Yeah, but we do put a lot of time. But I was thinking about it, a few years back. People were looking at other screens. They were talking about television. And they were saying, like how many hours a day, hours a week, or hours a day that people spent before in front of the television. And they'd say, like, go out, read a book or something like that. I mean, I use my screen now also to read books. And I use my screen often to watch television. I mean, my iPad, for example. But the fact is there is a bit of truth to that. It's like go out and try and spend some time, doing something else than watching a screen. And at the same time, I was thinking like, technology has changed so much in our lives. Like I talked about it not too long ago that we bought some e-bikes. Well, they're run by basically a little computer for the motor, and if I put on a GPS or a phone to help me find where I'm going, be it with the car or the e-bike, it's a screen. Have you ever noticed? I mean, like that basically everything now is repaired, like computers, cars, and so on. They all use screens. I just sometimes wonder if we could go back to a world without that, and what will we do? Will we know how to act? Not too long ago, I pulled out something that I knew I had somewhere on a diskette. Floppy, not a floppy disk. That's even before, but on a diskette. And I was thinking, like, wow. Wait a minute now. Where is? I have a reader somewhere for reading those things, because our computers these days, well, they can't read those things. They don't even have things to read a CD or a DVD anymore. Well, I have what's needed, but if you buy a new one, you can't, and so on. And I was thinking, like, okay, we used to install a whole bunch of things with that, and it's different, So the whole world is changing, not only in the way that we look at it, in the sense of I was going to say that there's still screens. There were screens before, but even the way you use the screens are changing. Yeah, and I mean, so much is wireless. Like, what I have in my ears right now. Those are wireless speakers to use with my screen. I remember my grandmother had, she had headphones we bought for her television with an extra long wire, so that she could sit in her chair far away and still crank up the volume. And do you remember telephones that people had with really long wires so that they could walk around the house and gossip at the same time? The fact of having a phone that isn't wireless now, be it, I'm not even talking about cell phones, but even in the house, is something that just seems strange. People are putting up sometimes pictures on Facebook, and they're showing, like, the black or whatever wall phones that most of us had, with dials, and saying, well, do you remember those? Yeah, before screens. I've mentioned that in many vlogs before, but when I was a kid, there was an Expo 67 in Montreal, and I can't remember in which pavilion it was. Maybe it was the American one, where they were showing, wireless, sorry, not wireless, but phones that you could see the person you were talking with, and they had, like, certain demo models. And we were just like, wow, can you imagine? Can you imagine something like that? That you could actually see the people? And then I'm thinking, like, okay, that's Skype. Or that's, it's just, the world has changed. Do we want to get away from screens? Do you really, really, really think we do, really? I don't know. That's one of the things, like, sometimes when we, at least I say it relatively often, I say, like, oh, I'd like to go back to the 50s sometimes for certain things, like the values and so on. But you remember something about the 50s? Television. Television came. It would be at Leader for Beaver or whatever the shows were. I mean, never mind that for the moment. But that was actually one of those times that people would get around the television. It was actually a together time. But was it different? It was, because it was one screen for all, like the radio before the television. But it was one thing for all, and not, each one with his individual phone or whatever at the dinner table, for example, or something like that. You know what I mean? I think you're getting it. It's strange, isn't it? Like, progress, regress. It's kind of something like both at the same time. Tell me what you think about it. Okay, I'm up to 9 minutes, so I'm going to stop. So I'll be DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and hope you have a good Wednesday. Bye-bye.